before I finish Pakenham race 6. I can't believe that Rashiri is $41 and $9.50. I'm just working out which way I want to finalise playing this race, but Rashiri will be backed in this race. All right, by us, I mean. All right, it will be on the sheet. The 10 Rashiri, 41.0, 9.5. The race, I'll tell you more about the race in the next couple of minutes once I finalise it. I'm very close to having it finalised. Okay, so Pakenham race 6, bets are up on Live Trader. This is how I see the race. I have no doubt the favourite, Naughty Benny, is a smart horse. I think there's issues the way he jumps and starts. That's the big concern I have. And the other concern I have, it's likely to be run at a moderate tempo on the front for a sprint. And I think that gives the leaders the advantage. I think Serious Statement, the way it's jumped out latest, its 2 latest jump outs, it looks like it's ready to hit a new peak. I find that difficult to say about horses that have had more than 10 starts, especially when you're talking about a sprinter. But I found reasons for it with this horse. Like, it's well bred. It's by Press Statement out of a Galileo mare. When it jumped out on the 6th of January and split New York Diva and Orlando, I thought, oh, wow, okay. This looks like it's back ready to win city races, right? And then it went and jumped out against Aliac and Tamala Rose and just made a mess of them over 1,000. And you can tell that was just a blowout getting ready for this first up tilt. The 4.4's value, it's been 8.5 early into 4.4. They got it. The yard's smart. They know how to place a horse. It draws well. Pace profile suits. So, yeah, it ticks all the right boxes. And on that and the fact that it gets first run over Naughty Benny, who will probably miss this or could easily miss the kick again and get too far back in a slowly run affair, I'd rather back Serious Statement. Those two set the standard, I have no doubt. The other one that you have to throw at the stumps is Rashiri, the 10. I put a little message out before. It's deceivingly well bred by Stefanos out of a Volksrad mare, and it's 1 from 9. Blinkers come off. It's first up. It's had 2 trials, 9th of 9, 7th of 7. 9th of 9, 7th of 7. Listen to that. All right? It's not like it went around being pushed out at the back and needs to be sent to Mackay or Cairns for its next start. You're talking about a well-bred horse. It's by Stefanos out of a Volksrad mare. Like I said, blinkers off again. The second of Silver Magnate on the synthetic at Pakenham back in July was very good when it came from near last, right? It generally can race closer to the front end. When it won next start over 14 at over 1400 at Pakenham on the synthetic, it sat midfield, put them away pretty quickly, right? I think under a moderate tempo, this one from the 1 alley might be able to settle somewhere near the front, get a pretty soft trip, and probably look the winner. Blinkers off again. 9th of 9th, 7th of 17 trials. This looks... I will say one thing about Pakenham race 7. I don't get the $1.65 about hey now. I think that's way too short. Rating that horse versus a par for this race, that's way too short. So it's about finding something to beat it. And I'm prepared to spend the extra 10 minutes here to find something to beat it, knowing that the next 2 favourites in the market are 5.0 and 5.5. So patience can be a virtue sometimes. This is what's happening. We're going to back the 10 Matrimonial 5.0, which occupies 20% of the market. We're going to back the 3 Dasher, which occupies 14% of the market. And I'm also going to save on... No, actually, I'm not going to save on Aislinn. I'm just going to back the 2. There's not enough advantage to save on Aislinn as well. Matrimonial's 20% of the market at 5.0. Dasher's 14 at 7.0. That's 34%. Combined 2.9 versus 1.65 favourite, which I told you I've got reason to want to oppose. And these two both put their hand up. The 10 Matrimonial, by Justify out of a Dubawi mare from a really good family. She's already thrown a stakes winner, a good stakes winner. The second of Majesticity, who's a good horse in its own right, at Ballarat, when it trialled on the 9th of December, was good. Average first up. Scope for plenty more. Just got too far back first up. It's a good horse. It's going to come on in leaps and bounds second up here. And the 3 Dasher by Exceedance out of a Street Boss mare ran second to Evaporate with Isola back in third in June. No, not June, July, in a jump out of Flemington. Being bored along slowly this prep. Third up now, 1400. Beaten by a wide margin winner last time over 1300. When it was on pace, tough trip. This will be easier. I expect it to peak and hit a new peak big time here. So they're the two, Matrimonial and Dasher. This is the most bizarre thing I've ever seen in my life, right? On the outside here, in the green here, right? On the extreme outside is a horse called Hurricane Georgie, who's a favourite in race 8 at Pakenham, right? Jumps with them, co-leads on the extreme outside. Now watch this, right? It drops back, comes back to the inside and scoots up the inside win. I've never seen anything like it in my life. Co-leading, extreme outside there, right? Watch this. Now starts to drop back in the green jacket, right? Keep watching. Dropping back, right? Now look where it's dropped back to last. Back to long to the rail. And watch it, like it must be -5 lengths there. -4, -5. Sneaks up along the inside, right?
50 metres to go, and they come right across the track here. I'm a Swinger, just in front of the Price Bluntstock Silks with Field of Play.
Well, I was actually going, how am I going to record this? And I saw I can do a video note. But that's very interesting. Like, for that horse to co-lead on the outside, drop back to the inside, and then make ground along the inside and win that jump out going away, that's a sign that you're looking at a good horse. Any horse that makes 2 runs in a race has ability and is above average. Very rarely can a horse make 2 runs. What I mean by that is, you know, get pressured from an outside gate to lead, forced, pressured to cross and co-lead, and then makes another run in the straight to run away from him and win. You know what I mean? Like, that's a sign of a really good horse. Any horse that makes 2 runs like that is a good horse. Yeah, so that was impressive. I'm just finalising Pakenham 8 now. Just still finishing off a couple of angles for Pakenham race 8 for another 5 to 7 minutes. Right, Pakenham race 8. I've tried to find reasons to get Hurricane Georgie beat. The only reason I can find to get it beat is the 6 King's Taj. Currently 15.0, 3.4. As I'm talking to you, I'm not sure if I'm going to back Hurricane Georgie or not, or if we're just going to go King's Taj alone, small outlay win and place at 15.0, 3.4. So King's Taj by Written Tycoon out of a Bramshaw mare, speed on speed. Very good trial second, splitting How Good Are You and Bel Air at Cranbourne on the 30th of December. That was city class jump out form. As a 3-year-old, this horse was city class on a Saturday. They may have it back somewhere near that level. First up, got too far back, flashed late, only beaten a length behind Makalu. This is easier. It's going to get a pretty soft trip on the front end. I think they'll ride it forward here. I don't think they'll go back. And if that happens and it runs to that trial, that jump out level, it can potentially beat Hurricane Georgie. At the 2.0, my bottom line price I ever want to take about a horse is 2.0. I don't like taking odds on. I think I make that pretty clear. I'd like to see Hurricane Georgie get to 2.2. It's 46 minutes to post. I'm not going to sit around and I'm not going to